Greetings to all my lovely viewers.
This is Suchitra, your friend, facilitator and guide from A to Z English Medium. Thank you so much for your response and the valuable feedback you have been giving. And please continue this by subscribing my channel now and hitting the bell icon for my latest videos. In this video, I have taken the second poem of your main textbook, First Flight. The title of the poem is Fire and Ice, and this is also composed by Robert Frost, whose one poem you have already read. Because of the idea, the opinion that Frost has expressed in this poem, it became one of his most popular poems. In this poem, the poet talks about the reasons of the end of the earth, and he concludes that if ever this earth would perish, there would be either of these two factors responsible for it, fire or ice. You all know that these two have a completely contrasting or opposite qualities, characteristics and features. But in this poem, Frost compares fire with human desires, lust and passionate aspirations, whereas ice stands for hatred, envy and cold relationships. So he conveys that either the fire's burning factors like lust and desires or the cold factors like envy and hatred will become the reason of the end of the earth. There are many scientific theories about how the world will end ultimately, and it is also true that its end is inevitable. But Robert Frost has come up with his own opinion that it will perish because of the stupidity and evil or wicked nature of man himself. In this way, he has given a silent message that if man wants his own existence and the existence of the earth, he has to give up all these negative traits and evils and become more humane. Let us understand the text now. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Here, some say means opinion of some people. So, the poet says that in the opinion of some people, the earth will end due to fire. Now, how it may happen? Maybe the sun at some point spit fire, and the forest fires may engulf the whole world, or the world may go up in the flames due to deadly war weapons as well. So in any of these ways, the world may end due to fire. Whereas some people opine that it will perish due to ice. Maybe the sunlight will stop reaching the earth, the world will grow colder at a point, and all forms of life lie cold, freezed and lifeless. These will be the natural and scientific reasons. But according to the personal experience of the poet about human desires and lust, he agrees here. He hold with means to agree with someone's opinion. So the poet agrees with those people who favor fire as the factor of the end of the earth. And don't forget that here fire has been used in a symbolical way, which I have already explained you earlier. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. In this stanza, perish means end and suffice means enough or sufficient. So the poet says that if the earth has to end for the second time, though it is practically not possible, but the poet wants to say here that the less important factor for the end of this earth will be hatred, which evolves due to the coldness in human relationships and emotional bondings, and they are becoming indifferent and ignorant to the sufferings of each other. The poet concludes by saying that in this way even ice will be a great factor and will be enough or sufficient to destroy the earth. So if we want our long-term existence, we have to follow the message that Frost has conveyed through this poem, that is to adopt more positive and humane qualities. So that's it in the explanation part. Now let us go through the poetic devices that Frost has used in this poem. Though it is a very short poem, but Frost has used a good number of poetic devices here. We will begin with symbolism. Symbolism is to use a thing as a symbol of an idea or quality. As you must have seen that both ice and fire are used symbolically in the poem, where ice stands for envy, hatred and coldness in human relationships, whereas fire stands for lust, desires, passionate aspirations. So as both are used as symbols, so here the figure of speech symbolism has been used. The second poetic device is assonance. Assonance is the repetition of the vowel sound in some words which fall consecutively in a sentence, phrase or paragraph or an entire piece of writing. The vowel sound may appear in the beginning, middle or end of the word also. In this poem, the example of assonance is I hold with those who favor fire. You can see the repetition of O vowel sound in these 4 consecutive words, which makes it an example of assonance. Move on to the next one is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds. Here also the rules are same, that the consonant sounding word sound may appear in the beginning, middle or end of the word, and the word should fall consecutively in a sentence, phrase, paragraph or an entire piece of writing. There are 3 examples of alliteration in this poem. First is some say, where it is the repetition of s sound. Next is favor fire, where it is the repetition of f and r consonant sound. And then world will, where the consonant sounds w and l are repeated. The next is enjambment. Now understand what an enjambment is. Enjambment means continuation of a sentence or an idea in 2 or more lines without using any pause or punctuation. In this poem, the poet has used enjambment at 2 places. The first is in the first paragraph. For what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So it is one sentence or one idea which runs from one line to another without any punctuation or pause in between. And the second is from the second stanza, the last 3 lines of the poem, to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. So this is also just one sentence or one idea which runs in 3 lines without any punctuation or pause. So both these are the examples of enjambment. Next poetic device is personification. Very common, very well known poetic device. It means to give a human attribute or human quality to a non-living or natural object, bird or animal, or an idea. So in this poem, both ice and fire are personified as they are given the human attribute or human quality of destruction. So that is why, or that is how, the personification poetic device has been used in this poem. Next poetic device is anaphora. Anaphora means to begin two or more consecutive lines with the same word or phrase. In this poem, line 1 and 2 are the examples of anaphora, which are: some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. So as both the lines start with the same phrase, some say, that is why it is an example of anaphora poetic device. So that's it from this poem, dear students. Hope you must have understood it, and if you have understood and liked my presentation, please share it with your friends and co-mates, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Take care and thanks for watching.